rhythm. And you are the rhythm.
Hey yo, it's your boy Gemini, and we're coming back at you with another episode of Rhythm in You, the show that gets you closer to your favorite artist. And this week, Retwere, a legend in the making, if I may say so, the one and only Flex Vondoom.
Yes, sir.
Bro, you have one of the coolest rap names, bro. Like, I don't want to lie, dog.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to lie.
I get that a lot. It's a mouthful for a lot because a lot of people, they mistake it for Flex Fandom. Like, I've been called a lot of things, man. But yeah, no, it's you got it right.
Coming from like a hip hop fan, me seeing the Vondoom part, you know what it is, dog.
MF Doom, sir.
You know what it is. I'm like, dude, this nigga, he's like on another level, Okay, we're gonna get into the name. Just do a little quick intro. Who's Flex? What's he about and everything? Flex
is a rapper / graphics designer / all-round creative from the Val. Yeah, man, like just any facet where I am able to express myself, I find peace in that. And I'm just a general peace-loving individual, man.
Yeah, man. Okay, one other question that I want to get out the way, like right now, real quick, Nji. How many people and they go like, hey, 25K.
Yo, funny enough, we actually at this place, like there was a dude, like I pulled up with my city here one time. I think they were doing Fresh Fridays. There's a guy who literally got in a fight with me because he was like, yo, you are 25K. I actually had to go on my Instagram and say, dude, I'm not him.
Just to prove.
Yeah, like, yo, but I do get that a lot, but not as much anymore because I feel like, I think people can low-key
differentiate you better.
But it's literally just the hair, man.
No, but like it's one of those things. Like I think the time I got sort of introduced to your vibe and then I saw 25K.
Yeah.
I took like a double look. I was like, wait, hold Flex? Wait, okay, this is sharp. And via the rapping styles and everything. Now I'm like, okay, me, I'm good. Mara JNJ, like how people are, bro. Like you walk around and then people are like,
Yeah, because funny enough, we actually got booked at the same gig this one time. So I pulled, it was like sometime last year, I think it was around July-ish, It was this gig out there in the Val Drift. It was hosted by the guys by Next Level. It was called Next Level. So they had 25K, Blackie as well, and Young Stunner. So the set that they put me on was like earlier on in the afternoon, and then 25 landed a bit later. And like for the longest time, these kids just kept nagging me, bro. And even when he landed, and I'm like, yo, there he is. They was like, no, it's still you, man. It's still you. So
yeah, man. Nah, but like, I think you handle it like a G. Apart from this one, your Fresh Friday.
That man was all. but it's. I don't know. I don't know if it's love or what, but it's an experience.
It is what it is, bro. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into it, bro. Like, Flex started rapping when he was what, 7, 8, 9?
Probably around 12, 13. Okay, no. When I actually started rapping was 13, 14, somewhere around there. But when I got introduced to hip hop, that was a bit earlier on.
But like what got you like hooked more on the rap side instead of like being a DJ like everybody in the Val is?
Nah, man, just the way, cause shade, so much shade. Oh my god. DJs, we love you.
But they know. They know.
Yeah, no, you guys are a very important part of this thing. Now, the thing that got me onto the raps is just how people were able to convey ideas and paint images. I always found that being someone who always strived and chased after fastest to express myself with using creativity, the one that hit me the most and the one that I felt like was the most versatile was through the spoken word. Because in high key, like I started doing poetry before I started rapping. I got introduced to hip hop and I would like literally write down verses of guys that I mess with now. And that also taught me how to like figure out, like I was writing bars before I figured out what a bar is.
What a bar is.
You know, so,
okay, yeah.
So it was just that thing, like just studying the greats, and the best way to study is just to like write down and repeat, right? I'd be rapping along to people like Jay-Z, Nas, 50 Cent, Eminem, like the whole normal stuff that you get introduced to, and then my cousin out here in the Val, because I used to stay out in the West Rand.
Oh yeah.
So, but then my whole family was back in the Val. So we came through to visit this one time. My older cousin, Khosi, he introduced me to Immortal Technique.
Nice.
And I imagine here's this kid in primary school. Primary, dog. Here's this kid.
Immortal Technique,
bro. So yeah, my mind was blown completely.
Bruh.
Like I was like, yo. Yeah, but it was just that thing. The more I listened, the more I found. Right?
Sure.
So after listening to Immortal Technique, I was wondering if there was more. And Vele, there was more. There were guys like, there were guys like Bo, Ill Bill, Pheromone, guys in the underground.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else I used to listen to? Non-fiction. MF Doom as well.
Bro.
But then that also like later on led into your De La Souls, your
Shout out.
Slum Villages, that whole thing. It was a long journey, and you need to be present for it. Also, but then while all of this is happening, also it's just that thing. In my study of the thing, I found that all of this links back to the poetry. Right?
Shout out.
So writing poetry was the hardest thing I think I'd ever did. Like rapping is easy, easy as hell. Poetry, that's something else because every bar needs to mean something. So. Yeah.
There's a lot more that goes into it. Here I am, I'm thinking, Flex is gonna be like, I wanted the bitches. So rap niggas, so bitches, like
Actually, the poetry thing, like, I was writing poetry, but then I only actually started reciting it in varsity. I was at VUT. There's this movement called Uvuko.
I was there for during that time.
Bro, like the poetry was for the, it's for the cheeks, bro. Hey, bro, come on, man, come on.
Nah, I understand, bro. So like, but when did you what was the one thing that made you go like, I want to take this thing seriously, and like your first serious rap release, whether it's a track, whatever, where you're like, okay, now I'm in the studio, I'm not fucking around, I'm not playing around with the poetry and the whatever. Now like I'm serious, this is like something I want to do.
It would have to be, actually I was placed in a situation where it was forced on me.
What is it?
So it was a thing, I was out in Midrand, like this was after graduating from VUT, doing graphics design and all that.
Sure.
I got a chance to actually experience the corporate life. And in experiencing it, I was like, yo, this is not for me. This is really not for me. So there was a time where I had a decision to make whether I continue down that path, and which was going to be a very depressing path because like, I could feel it like eating away at me. I could feel myself slowly drowning in this thing, and it could have gone really dark really quick. But then one of the homies who's always listened to me rap and do the whole ciphers and everything, he suggested, his name is Koma, Koma. He was like, yo, actually rap, dude. You can do this thing. I mean, what do you have to lose? Right? So there was this instrumental that was just chilling, because in my final year, me and my boys actually, just for fun, we put together a tape.
Beats and stuff like that.
Because it was
the whole thing.
That was like a whole project. It was called Suspended in Time.
Shout out.
No, it's not Suspended in Time. It's called Life in the Times. Life in the Times. So we put together the tape, and we still have beats left over. But it was just stuff that we downloaded off YouTube and stuff. And there were a couple beats that guys did produce for us. But then the specific beat that I'm talking about, it had a FKJ sample on it. It was very
mellow,
soulful, very
Then
I rapped. I
Bruh.
rapped. I did my thing. I rapped 3 verses.
Yeah, man.
Recorded that thing with my boy Tebza. Shout out Tebza. Sunny King. Recorded that thing, and I just started sending around on WhatsApp. The response was crazy. People like, actually drop this thing, and then I actually drop it. The site that I chose to drop it on was called Mzansi Stream. I don't know if they're still operational, but that thing, #1 download. So like every week they do a top 5, and it was #1. Right, so I was like, yo, one of my other homies, the older homies who graduated before me at VUT, his name is Cusa. He passed me email addresses. Like, yo, dude, man, yo, send your stuff out to these people. You never know what might happen.
Hey, man.
Lo and behold, out of all the emails I sent, and I sent a lot, only one responded. Only one responded, and it was Slikour.
Shout out.
Yeah, so Slikour did this.
Post this on the site and whatnot.
Yeah. No, he didn't even post it. That's the thing, right? He was like, yo, where did you get the beat from? I was like, no, I downloaded it.
Yeah.
Right. Then I think the next day I CC'd him again by accident. He was like, yo, you already sent me this thing. I was like, yo, hard. Nah. And then I'm wondering, like, who the hell is this nigga gonna be out here shouting at me? And then when I actually like Google, I'm like, yo, it's Slikour from Squatter Camp. I'm like, yo. And I'm on the apologetic tip. He's like, nah, it's chilled, man.
Relax,
He keeps quiet for 3 months. Then I get an email with like a whole bunch of other guys in it. And he's like, yo, I'm putting together a mixtape.
Sure.
It's for people who I feel like dropped the best music for me. Who gave me the best music.
Sure.
I'm gonna make it a compilation and I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna give it like the entire media run and everything. And that's how I found myself doing this thing.
Amen.
And then everything since then has been a reaction. But then
from
it got into from the initial movement, it's all been a reaction. But then I feel like I've gotten to a point where it's not a reaction anymore. I create.
Now it's you.
Yeah, it's all me.
It's all you, bro. Yeah. Okay. Dude, like there's so much, dude, that I want to get into, bro. Okay, you hook up with Slikour. They put the mixtape out, and when do you now start doing your own thing? Like, okay, now I need to establish myself as Flex Vondoom. I'm gonna be putting out my own shit.
This happened during the entire media run. So we going to TV stations, we're going to radio, we're meeting people that I've been watching on TV, dog. We're meeting these people and we're moving in those spaces, right? And then there's one thing that Slikour said that like actually stayed with me was Slikour and Eddie. Eddie was basically our road manager. Like he always shouted at us for being late and we'd apologize. Eddie's like, yo, this is on you right now. You are exposed to all of these things for a reason. Because someone saw a potential in you. It's up to you to build these relationships. And then I actually sat back and thought to myself, like, okay, if I wanted to drop something and I wanted to have the same impact that the Slikour on Life thing had, I know nobody.
Okay.
So I need to actively start building those relationships. And in doing that, that's when I started taking it seriously.
Hey, bro.
And that's when I decided, yo, there's Slikour and then there's Flex Vondoom.
Shout out. Separate the two entities. Okay, cool. Sticking with the music, because we're gonna move from the music to like the personal side. But I think there's where they sort of merge and become together. Your latest offering now. Yeah, man. Can you just tell us about it? It's already out on like streaming platforms and everything like that. Just let the people know about it, bro.
So my latest offering is titled Therapy. Now, what Therapy is it was a reaction to just life and some of the stuff that happened. So in 2020, I lost my mom. So it was dark, man. It was really dark. I found myself in a lot of different mental spaces now. But then I want to just thank the Lord actually, and just everybody who's always like ridden out for me, and everybody who's always had my back for actually sticking with me and hunkering down during that time, because it's through their efforts and also the efforts on my part to also get myself in a place where I am more functional and I accept things. But when I allowed myself to actually go through every emotion and didn't deny myself anything, it got to a point where I could then talk about it. And through talking about it, it doesn't get better.
Some healing.
You get some healing from being able to share your experience. And music has always been something that I found very healing. So instead of just rapping about things I don't have or things that I'd like to have, I just thought, let me try something real and actually just speak my reality. Right? So Therapy is, I think it's a 4-track project.
It is.
The first track is Therapy. There I just explain holistically what's happening. Second track is, I think it's Introspect. Introspect is just me looking in, realizing the people around me, thanking them, and then also just thanking myself for not giving up as well. Then I have Western. Western is just a celebration of life. About just thanking the Lord for all good things. And then the last track is with Love for Mom.
That's the one I wanted to get to.
With Love for Mom is funny enough, when I went to therapy, one of the things that the therapist asked me to do was write a letter.
Okay.
From myself to my mom, right?
Oh, okay.
And what that did was it put me in a situation where, because that's the moms, bro, like you know how she'd react and respond to certain situations. I was able to write my responses and then also have her responses like already naturally
already in mind as well.
Yeah, so then what with Love for Mom is the flip of that. Right?
Oh, okay.
So it's what she would say to me.
She would say to you.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That just goes to show like the creativity and the level of introspect that you had during that time.
Yeah, it was.
That's seriously.
Yeah, but I was like, putting that thing together was difficult, bro. Because the hardest track to record was with Love for Mom because I wrote it, right?
Yeah.
And I was like sitting with the beat and everything, and I wrote this thing. But then when it was time to record, I think I stepped away from that whole space. And then when I come back, the flow is not coming together. I threw a tantrum, bro. I flipped out, bro. I deleted that whole thing. I was like, it's done. I'm done with this. And then the next day, Floki, my producer, he's like, Dana, come to studio. What are you doing? Stop all this mad thing, bro. Come to studio, sit down. He put the beat on. I was like, okay, let me try it one more time. And then it just needed me to calm down, I'm gonna calm myself, not be so reactive, and I was able to do it.
Into that pocket that you were when you actually.
And I was able to do it. And as soon as I did that track, and as soon as my take was done, I was personally done with the tape because it did what it had to for me.
For you,
So then for me to drop it, it was just a bonus.
Yo, shout out, man. I think that's one of the things that a lot of people maybe take away from the show, because like we get behind the persona, the artist, you know what I mean. So for that, I think that was a bit of Slikour dipped into Flex Vondoom.
Yeah, because now it's starting to get to a point where the lines are blurred.
Because
I am him and he is me. So
obviously,
our life experiences are the same. So it's that thing. The morals, just everything that makes me. It is intertwined into the music, right? And it is a reflection of my mental space, and it is a reflection of the area that I come from. It's a reflection of the experiences that I have, right? So, that's why I made my first mistake, trying to separate the two. Right? So now I'm at a space where I understand that for this thing to work,
both need to
be.
That was some deep type of, Okay, Sharp, while we're on that vein of the female rappers and whatnot, how's the groupie vibes, dog? How do you deal with the groupies? Because like, dude, you're not a bad looking dude, so,
I won't lie, it's quite tricky, especially because I am in a relationship.
Shout out. Okay.
And
I
got I was actually chilling with my girl the other day, and like Messenger, when you get a message, it just pops up on the screen, right? Not the wildest thing. Not the the wildest chat, bro. So now it's that awkward thing,
Now you need to explain what's going on. How did they? Yeah.
But then, she forever holds me down. She takes it like a champ, and I do appreciate the love. Now, I really do appreciate the love. It's just we need to learn a specific way to channel that love. Don't be out here licking me and shit in the streets. Just respect. Please just respect a little bit of personal space. Don't be jumping on me, bro. Please don't do that.
So actually someone has come up to you and licked your face. See, a day in the life of Flex Vondoom. People just come up one time.
Which actually got me tripping, though, because we're not even doing it on the level that we actually want to yet.
But you already have the response.
It's already like that.
Man.
But then I think because life happens in like specific ways to prepare you. Nothing would happen to you that you aren't prepared for.
Sure.
So I feel like it's just low-key training about for you to gauge
For the
yourself
for the bigger platform.
yeah, for the bigger
that you're
stage, you know.
gonna-
So
yeah,
for you
man.
to understand how you'd react in situations like that, you'd actually have to go through them.
Most
And
def.
yo, ladies, thank you, thank you for the training, man. Thank you for the training.
Hey, yo, so yo, ladies, stop jumping on Flex and licking his face or whatnot. You're getting him into trouble. Stop sending him risky texts
But
on the DMs and whatnot.
Jump small, not big jump small.
Yeah, man, shout out, bro. So, okay, getting back to the music, locally, who do you look up to?
I look up to a lot of people actually. On the local level, everybody who's ever given me a chance or a shot or had a conversation with me, I really appreciate. Because I understand how this life thing is, and being placed in a situation where people would then in turn look up to me, understand how straining it is and how you can't always respond. But then people I look up to Slikour, because that man changed my life.
Shout out.
I look up to Black Les, I look up to Sean Pages, I look up to PH Raw X. I look up to just people who just ask me how I was doing, like people like Frank Casino. I look up to Stogie T. I look up to even the local cats. I look up to Masedi. I look up to Father Tech.
Man.
I look up to the brothers by KKM. I look up to my Moneyway brethren. That's the fam. I look up to guys just everywhere, man. Like people, it's just everybody who's ever showed me love, everybody who's ever had a conversation with me just to ask me how I'm doing. I look up to them.
Shout out. Shout out. Okay. Your one, let me say the feature you would like sell your left arm for.
I'd sell my left arm for it, but I don't think I'm ready for it just yet. It'd have to be Stogie, man. Like because he's
bars,
like,
bro.
as far as like those whole lyricism thing goes, I think like he's like the pinnacle for me personally, Gabo. And I'd obviously like to test my metal against that, but not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, because he's too much.
To like build a bit more.
I still need a training arc, Gabo. I need to be out there punching trees and stuff.
Yeah, man. But I think that would be a fire collab. Like I could just imagine hearing your music and hearing Stogie. I can see it working. I can see it working.
Every time I picture it, I just picture a body. I'm just like, hey, what man's gonna? It's just a matter of how bad it's gonna be. Nah, man. I'd welcome the challenge. I think. Because I mean, how do you become better at something
if you don't?
You gotta train
against the greats.
Yeah,
man. Nah, shout out. I think, but that would be super dope. Okay. Before we close it off, a tip that you would give someone who wants to get into the rap game.
Don't. No, I'm playing. If you're gonna do this thing, you gotta have really thick skin. You gotta have really thick skin, because there's been multiple kids in the inbox out there crying that I don't respond to their things. But then
that's another thing. Put me on.
Yeah, it's like it's not the put me on thing. But you are entitled to nobody's time.
Shout out.
You need to develop thick skin. You need to understand that from the start. You need to put your head down. You need to put the hours in. Once you have, the most important thing is the music. Once you have the music unlocked, then it's that thing, your PR, your appearance, where it is that you go. So how you maneuver as a person.
Shout out.
But then just get the music down, have the thick skin. Don't take no for an answer. And just keep pushing, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yo. I think for like an artist who's fairly new in the game, I say fairly loosely because he's been, you know what I mean. But I think you have a lot of knowledge, you have a lot of wisdom for like, you know, that type of person. And I think a lot of people can take this interview as, you know, something to properly learn from. Dude, it's been like super dope chatting to you. I told you I wanted to make this 2 hours and I could, but you know, we need to wrap it up.
I don't know, I think we got pretty close, man.
Yeah, bro, like this was proper. Before we bounce, just shout out where the people can get a hold of you, can book you and all those things.
So for bookings, you just have to email moneywayRec@gmail.com. Where you can get me on the socials, on Instagram and Twitter, it's Flex_Vondoom. On Facebook, I have a page, Flex Vondoom, and I think because
the pop-ups.
the pop-ups, Just keep it to the
Hey,
page.
hey,
Please
yeah,
keep it to the
man,
page.
man.
Yeah.
Shout out, Felmo. This was super dope, bro.
Yeah.
And there you have it. Another in-depth chit chat, sit down with like one of the greats. I'm putting my money on this dude. You can too. You know what I mean? You can follow us, like, subscribe on all of our social media pages, and you can go and check everything out on our webpage, rhythminu.co.za. There you have it. Rhythm in You, taking you on a journey through music. Shout out, bro.
My